I've always known normal has never been an option for me. The things I do because I know I can. I've been through worse. I'm used to sleeping next to my motorcycle in the snow. One night, sitting in the Walmart parking lot in my truck, watching the sunset, eating chili from the can, I remember just sitting there and seeing myself in the reflection. Hey, did you know about all the robots at YouTube? Yeah, it's crazy what's happening, really. See, the robots are pretty awesome. They do things like help you to find the best videos to watch. How do they do that? They actually pay attention to the things you are doing. The robots can learn what kinds of videos you enjoy most. So next time, they'll help you find those. That's cool, right? So how do they know? Here's a few things you can do to help teach the robots what you like. And in the process, it actually helps your favorite YouTube channels too. So check it out, okay? Then we'll get back to the real video, I promise. Down along the bottom of the video are some buttons and stuff. Just take a moment to look down below the video. They're there, somewhere. YouTube's robots sometimes move or change things though, so we have to kind of play along. First, you can click the like button. That's the thumbs up. That's free and easy. That's the first step in teaching the robots what you actually like. Next, you could leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about the video. That also shows that you cared about the video, and it helps me know what you like too. So just down below the video, there will be a box that says comments. You can just type something in there. It really helps if you watch the video to the very end. The robots look for that. Or just let it finish playing when you get up to go find a snack. Whatever, right? Next, if you do enjoy my videos, you can subscribe to the channel. That costs you nothing, but it does also help tell the robots that we really are awesome here. It's really all about the robots. If the robots see that lots of people like and subscribe and leave comments, they'll send more people. People come to YouTube to be entertained, or, I don't know, maybe to learn stuff. And since YouTube is powered by the ads they put on the videos, it doesn't cost us money to watch the videos. That's pretty cool, right? YouTube even shares some of that ad revenue with the video creators, which helps with coffee and food. Video creators, like me, we like food and beer and coffee. Robots like clicks and likes and comments. Aren't you glad you're here? You're learning all about stuff. You're doing well. Let's keep going. If you click that bell icon right next to the subscribe button, that will tell YouTube that you'd like to be reminded of any time that I post a new video. That doesn't always work though. Another way to know if channels you are subscribed to have posted videos is to click on the subscriptions page on YouTube. If you think your friends would also like this video, there is a share button. More views, more proof to the robots. See how that works? Next, if you really want to be extra awesome, you could join the channel's membership program. This will give you an option to pay a small amount each and every month for some bonus perks. And this also goes a long way to keeping content creators like me alive and happy. Making videos takes time, so if you like watching the videos, consider joining the membership program. Every little bit helps. And finally, if you really enjoyed this video, but don't want to pay a monthly membership, you can send me a thanks, which will open a dialogue, or you can choose to send me a one-time donation, which goes right into paying my cell phone bill so I can keep posting the videos. Thank you so much for doing your part to help me in keeping our little robot helpers motivated. Okay, let's get back to the video already. And thank you for your support. So I'm just staring at my beans and rice. Another day on the ranch, right? So here I am, 15 miles from town. I'm living the dream. I'm off-grid, solar power, catching rainwater in the desert. My main expenses are cell phone, food, and bicycle parts. It's so close to working, really. I've been looking at the beans. I really need about 3 times the income I have to really break even. But looking at actual numbers, most months I have less than $200 coming in. A few years ago, I had some videos, Tin Cup. I'd be asking for donations. That never comes off sounding all that good. The way I look at Patreon or YouTube membership support, I'm out here living the dream, sharing my off-grid journey. If I make something or fix something, I'll show you guys how I did it. If you benefit from seeing me out here doing my thing, some of you might choose to throw me a burger or a beer once in a while. Several of you have taken that to a whole new level. Viewers of the channel were the people who bought the land that I sold. Thank you very much. Viewers of the channel donated some of the spare parts bikes and some other things I use out here. People have sent money for things like that pond liner. And we can't forget the rubber ducks. So I'm definitely very thankful for all the support. I feel bad I haven't been posting as many videos lately. Mostly because either things aren't done yet, or they are things I probably shouldn't show you guys. How did we even get here? Way back in 2009, I was living in Seattle. Had a nice apartment up on the hill, looking out over downtown. I was shooting wedding videos for people, making $1,000 or $1,500 a weekend. Then I went from 30 weddings one year to 3 weddings the next year. In 1 month, my car broke down while I was moving my stuff to storage, after getting evicted and divorced. Maybe I should write a country song. I hear they are popular. Eventually, I sold all my cameras and moved back to Canada to stay with my mom for a while. I did a few gigs, made a few dollars, and ended up buying a Porsche. It was nice. I miss it sometimes. A couple years later, I was getting tired of minus 40-degree weather. So I sold the Porsche, bought the motorcycle, and just went on the adventure. I saw some cool places, like Alaska, Yukon, Northwest Territories, the Arctic Circle. I saw the permafrost that was melting. The world is changing, y'all. Time to go electric. I spent the winter down in Belize, helped to build a roof for an orphanage, then traveled by bus through Mexico, and then back on the motorcycle again. Pacific Coast Highway, Grand Canyon, and ended up in Austin, Texas. Eventually, I got hired by the Postal Service as a mechanic working on the mail trucks. Dude, I was making the big bucks there. Paycheck, overtime, higher level pay, benefits. I think I spent over $3,000 on eBay that year. I replaced the motorcycle that I had sold. I bought the truck. Eventually, I bought the ranch. Well, I started making payments on the ranch. Later on, I bought the school bus to park on the ranch. I was going to retire on the ranch. I camped on the ranch a few times. I think I was allergic to every single tree, bush, and weed in Austin, and the humidity there really sucked. Out on the ranch, I could breathe. It was wonderful, and no humidity. Pretty soon, I was asking the Postal Service for a transfer out of Austin. I eventually got a position at the main mail distribution center in El Paso. The good part was it opened up in about 2 weeks. The bad part was it opened up in about 2 weeks. Fortunately, I had already driven the bus out to the ranch, so at least I kind of had a place to live. It was a mad scramble. Move out of the apartment, drag all my stuff out to the desert, and just shove it all in the bus, and report to work on Monday morning. The bus was so full I could hardly walk around inside. You can see that in the early videos, but I know about 3/4 of the subscribers joined after I moved out here, so now you kind of know how it started. When I left Austin for the El Paso position, I took about a $20,000 a year pay cut. At least I wasn't paying rent though, but I was still making the land payments. I was also driving my 4x4 truck 100 miles each way to get to work. I also had the motorcycle, but riding a motorcycle 100 miles through the desert in the summer is pretty exhausting. Pretty soon I figured out if I camped in the truck at work in the parking lot, I'd save a fortune in gas and tires, and I'd sleep more too. So I had the bus on the ranch, but only got home on the weekends. Then I got a transfer, only 50 miles from home. Oh, and another pay cut. But now I got to go home every day after work. I technically got a pay raise, but no overtime and only about 20 hours a week. My career path was still trending downward. Life wasn't looking so good. Options? I was driving 50 miles to work every day, and I kept seeing these signs on the back of every truck. We're hiring. We're the best. Come drive for us. See the country, adventure, pay, bonus, call now. I like driving, love road trips. This should be fun. So I quit the post office and found a trucking company that also had a driving school. It only cost me about $4,000 for the training for my CDL. As soon as I passed the road test, they flew me out to a truck where I was team driving with a training driver. When you pass your road test, you technically know how to operate the truck, but you still have a lot to learn, apparently. By the end of 3 weeks on the road, I was hitting 600-mile days, seeing the sights, learning what over-the-road truck driving was like. Mostly, I didn't like it. It seems like none of the warehouses really cared about getting us back on the road in a timely manner. One trip, in the Texas Panhandle, the truck I was driving almost blew over in a crosswind. The wheels were off the ground. There was not enough load to hold us down to the road. So we parked in a rest stop for a day and a half. Next day, we see truck after truck flopped over in the ditch. The company will say, don't drive if it's not safe, but they also don't pay you if you are sitting still. So at the end of 3 weeks, I was thinking I might have to think about it. They got me back to headquarters. I checked out, made arrangements to pay back the $4,000 I owed for the driving school, and I drove 10 hours back to the ranch. I liked my little pickup better. First thing back, I decided to build my house with the money from cashing out my postal retirement. Some days, I kind of wish I hadn't spent all that money on the house. What I needed more than the house was a little shop and some storage space. So the house is divided into 3 main rooms. The house, then storage, and the back 12 feet is the tinker shop. Thinking about building the house, I don't remember the details. Thankfully, most of that has been blocked out by now, but it did seem to go pretty fast. I managed to build the whole house on my own, which is not recommended. I guess I don't like owing favors. The biggest problem was I really didn't budget it all that well. I actually burned through all the money from cashing out the retirement, etc. from the Postal Service, and then maxed out my credit card to do siding and the roof. I basically got the house built and immediately went back to looking for a job. I found myself having a hard time getting a job though. Usually, if I held up my DD-214 from when I got out of the Navy, that meant something. Living this close to the border in Texas, I guess speaking Mexican is important. I put out online applications for a few weeks. Eventually, Sam's Club and Walmart started sending me interviews. I'd get to a store for an interview. They'd get on the radio looking for a manager to come and talk to me. The main system was scheduling interviews, and the stores had no idea I was coming. One day, after I just drove 100 miles to the interview, I kind of lost my patience. I looked at the 12-year-old in the eye who was interviewing me and said, "Hey, I don't care, I'll push carts, whatever. I can't just keep driving in for interviews to a store that doesn't know I'm coming." Apparently, people willing to push shopping carts is a niche market. They gave me a vest and I pushed carts 4 hours that afternoon and had me scheduled for 8 hours a day for the next 6 days in a row. I'm in, haha! I already knew I could camp in my truck, so I got another gym membership for showers. I've always known normal has never been an option for me. The things I do because I know I can. I've been through worse. I'm used to sleeping next to my motorcycle in the snow. One night, sitting in the Walmart parking lot in my truck, watching the sunset, eating chili from the can, I remember just sitting there and seeing myself in the reflection. "Self," I says to myself, "Self, why am I doing this?" I was working so I could pay the insurance on my truck, so I could drive my truck to work. I sat there the rest of the evening, on my laptop, helping recycle lost Wi-Fi packets that had drifted across the street from a hotel somewhere. I was making about $50 a month on YouTube then. I was also starting to get some Patreon supporting the channel. A few dollars here and there really does help. The ranch payments were the problem. The parcel the house was on I had already paid off, so I owned that free and clear already. So that's when I put the word out. I was going to sell off the other 3 parcels of land. I sold them basically for what I owed, so they were a really good deal. I cleared about $15,000 of debt in a week. Nice. If I quit the job, I wouldn't need the truck. I'd save money on insurance, gas, and tires. If I could start catching enough rainwater, then I wouldn't need to haul water from town. Out here, we're not hooked to county water. We have to drive into town and haul our own water. All that was really left was my phone bill for internet and probably some food. I spent a few days hauling water from town to fill up my new water tank. Then I canceled the water account. I made a few trips to El Paso to stock up on supplies. I bought some more batteries for the solar system, and then I sold my truck and rode my bicycle about 100 miles across the desert with a backpack full of $20 bills. Thinking about it now, wow, that was pretty funny. I'm almost home. It's been a rough ride. Well, the first 60 miles were okay, and then I got kind of tired. Anyway, on the last 10 miles or so, and this guy drives up next to me, I'm thinking, oh crap, I have a backpack full of cash and I'm about to get robbed, and I'm too tired to even care. Turns out it's my neighbor David, one of my Patreons. We hadn't met yet then, so he offers me a ride home. Cool, thanks David. So here I am, 15 miles from town, living the dream. I'm off-grid, solar power, catching rainwater in the desert. My main expenses are cell phone, food, and bicycle parts. It's so close to working, really. I've been looking at the beans. Really, I really need about 3 times the income I have to really break even. But looking at the actual numbers, most months I have less than $200 coming in. A few years ago I had some videos, Tin Cup. I'd be asking for donations. That never really comes off sounding all that good. The way I look at Patreon or YouTube membership support, I'm out here living the dream, sharing my off-grid journey. If I make something or fix something, I'll show you guys how I did it. If you benefit from seeing me out here doing my thing, some of you might choose to throw me a burger or beer once in a while. Several of you have taken that to a whole new level. Viewers of the channel were the people who bought the land that I sold. Thank you very much. Viewers of the channel donated some of the spare parts bikes and some other things that I use out here. People have sent money for things like that pond liner, and we can't forget the rubber ducks. So I'm definitely very thankful for all the support. I feel bad. I haven't been posting as many videos lately, mostly because either things aren't done yet, or they are things I probably shouldn't show you guys, like experiments in dangerous electricity. Or I just needed a break. The bicycles are starting to work. I have 2 bikes now mostly working with electric assist. The bike trip to town is getting much easier. So, what's next? More bicycle stuff. The road is breaking things like the battery packs. I stopped using the go-kart motor and motorcycle wheels. Just too much drag and friction and weight. But thinking about next year and beyond. One comment when I sold the truck, how am I going to buy lumber to build stuff? Honestly, I didn't come out here to endlessly build things. I'm pretty much done building stuff out here. And very few people watch the house build videos anyway. I might build a deck or a screen porch, probably next year, maybe. Or dig a big water hole. But beyond that, no, not so much. What I want to do, what I came out here for, was to reduce my cost of living so I could afford to do other things, to get some time back for things like travel, write the books, and slow down. Some of that is over on the other channel. I think 5 people are subscribed now. We're on our way. The bike project. The reason I wanted to build the recumbent bike, or the recumbent trike, is for long distance travel, weeks or months or years on the road. not for going to the post office. I still will add solar to that in stages, but that's not really practical or even needed for the short trips. And the panels would probably break in the first 5 miles anyway. But that's the goal. Less building, more travel and creative stuff. I don't do well sitting still, and I've been stuck in Texas for way too long. Adventure awaits. Thanks to the 4 of you who actually watched this video to the end. Bye for now.